The morning of March 2nd, 2021, began quietly in the rural outskirts of Ashford, Maine. Snow covered most of the ground, heavy and untouched, reflecting a pale winter sun. The cold made every sound sharper, every movement slower. It was the kind of place where people lived far apart, separated by endless woods and dirt roads that turned to ice each winter. At 6:47 a.m., a jogger named Henry Lawson found something lying in the center of Ridgefield Trail, a long, narrow path used by locals for morning walks. It was a smartphone, half buried in the snow, still recording. The screen was cracked, the battery almost drained, and a streak of frozen mud covered the edges. Henry picked it up, wiped away the ice, and pressed play. The video showed the last moments of Claire Woods, a 23-year-old college graduate who had disappeared the night before. Claire had moved to Ashford only 6 months earlier, renting a small cabin near the woods. She worked remotely as a graphic designer and spent most evenings reading by the fireplace or exploring hiking trails. People who knew her said she loved solitude but was never careless. She was always cautious, always responsible. On March 1st, at around 4:30 p.m., she texted her sister that she was going out for a short walk before the temperature dropped. She promised to be back before dark. Sunset that day was at 5:52 p.m. She didn't come home. The video, 6:12 p.m. The phone recording begins in the dark. Claire's breathing is heavy, uneven. Her footsteps crunch loudly on frozen ground. The flashlight on her phone flickers, illuminating trees that stretch endlessly on both sides. The only visible landmark is a broken wooden fence on her right. Her voice trembles as she whispers, "I think I took the wrong turn. I don't recognize this path." Branches snap somewhere behind her. She gasps and turns the phone toward the sound, but the video shows nothing but black trees. She continues walking, faster now. 6:14 p.m., deep in the woods. Claire mutters to herself, "Just follow the trail. You're fine. You're fine." Then she stops abruptly. A new sound appears, faint at first, then clearer. Footsteps, not hers. Slow, deliberate. Crushing snow in a steady rhythm. They come from behind her, but far enough away to stay hidden in the darkness. Claire whispers, "Hello, who's there?" No answer. She lifts the phone higher, sweeping the beam across the woods. Something moves between the trees, a figure, tall and still, watching her. Only for a second. When she turns the phone back, it's gone. Her breathing quickens. 6:17 p.m. The wrong direction. Claire starts jogging. The video shakes wildly. Her breath fogs the lens. She keeps looking over her shoulder. "Stop following me," she yells, voice cracking. The footsteps behind her grow louder, faster, matching her pace. She turns sharply left off the main trail, slipping on ice but catching herself. The phone briefly points downward, showing fresh snow, and prints behind her. Large, deep, much bigger than hers. 6:19 p.m. The creek. The video brightens slightly as she reaches a frozen creek reflecting moonlight. She speaks breathlessly. "I know this place. I'm close. I think I'm close."
But her voice doesn't sound hopeful. She hears the footsteps again, closer now, approaching the creek's edge from the trees. Claire whispers, please stop." A low, slow exhale echoes across the ice. She shivers violently. Then she begins running along the creek bed. 6:22 p.m. The whisper. As she runs, something strange happens. A whisper, faint, almost inhuman, is picked up by the phone's microphone. Claire. Her name, drawn out. More breath than voice. She sobs, "Leave me alone!" The whisper repeats, Closer this time, but the tone is wrong. Too calm, too deliberate, as if whoever or whatever is following her wants her to hear it. She turns the camera behind her just as the flashlight flickers again. For a split second, a figure appears between the trees. Tall, broad shoulders, no visible face, only the outline of a hooded head. But the strangest part is the way it stands, unmoving, like it's suspended in the air. 6:25 p.m. The cabin lights. Claire's voice lifts with sudden relief as she spots dim cabin lights through the branches. "Someone's home! Someone's home!" She stumbles onto a narrow service road leading toward a small wooden cabin. The video shows the porch light on, glowing like a beacon in the dark. She runs up the steps, pounding on the door with both hands. "Help me! Please! Someone is following me!" She pounds again and again. Lights flicker inside, but no one answers. The footsteps are louder now, approaching the bottom of the porch steps. Claire swings the camera toward the darkness. Nothing is visible, but the crunching snow is unmistakable. "Open the door! Please, please!" she screams. 6:27 p.m. The door that never opens. Claire tries the doorknob, locked. She tries the window, locked. Something steps onto the wooden porch behind her, a heavy, creaking sound that sends her scrambling back down the stairs. The phone captures a shadow stretching across the snow, long, distorted. She turns and runs again, tears streaming down her face. 6:30 p.m. The phone falls. Her breathing becomes ragged, desperate. She slips on a patch of ice, crashing to the ground. The camera spins, landing face up, recording the tops of trees swaying gently. Claire's panicked breaths grow louder as she crawls to the phone. Then the footsteps stop. A long silence follows, a silence so complete that the phone microphone picks up only the faint hum of wind. Claire whispers shakily, "What do you want?" Something moves into the frame, only partially visible. A dark shape. Cloth? A jacket? The corner of a hood? It bends slightly toward the phone. Claire's voice breaks. "No!" The screen shakes violently as if kicked or grabbed. They're static. A muffled scream. Another thud. Then nothing. The recording continues for 18 more minutes, capturing only snow falling, faint wind, and the distant howl of a coyote. At 6:48 p.m., the battery dies. The investigation. When the jogger found the phone the next morning, the police launched a full-scale search. They followed Claire's footprints through the woods, across the creek, up to the cabin, and finally to the place where the phone was dropped. But all signs of the second set of footsteps were gone. Melted or intentionally wiped, no prints remained. The cabin Claire had desperately knocked on belonged to an older man who had been hospitalized the night before. It was empty when she arrived. No trace of the figure in the video was ever identified. Investigators enhanced the footage repeatedly, but found nothing clear enough to confirm a face. Claire Woods has never been found. The aftermath. Today, Ridgefield Trail is avoided at night. Locals say they sometimes hear hurried footsteps on the snow when no one is there. Others claim that if you walk the creek bed near sunset, you might hear a whisper drifting between the pines. Not words, just the faint shape of a name. And every winter, when the temperature drops and the woods grow silent, someone finds a single, deep footprint in the snow, far larger than any humans, always facing the trail where Claire was last seen.
Subscribe to our channel